Hello everyone, welcome to this session. I am Sayukta Saxena. Let us continue our journey with Dingsplatz. In the last session, we drew a little different tile wherein we used the concept of drawing the string, but we created a 4-loop string. Yeah, today we are again going to try something different. Use the same concept of drawing the Dingsplatz string, but create just a 3-loop string. So what I'm going to do is again using my pencil and creating a 3-loop string, something like this. Yes, so draw freehand, don't bother about shape, etc. That's not important. So we are just using the way we drew the Dingsplatz string, but we have restricted the number of loops to 3 today, and now we are going to tangle all around the string and inside the string also, probably. Yes, so let's get started. What I'm going to do first is ink the in-between space here, the triangle that is formed in between. Yes, hope you can see it clearly. I will just zoom in a little. Yeah, and then add a simple fragment that we usually do. Add an aura on all the 3 sides and then add an orb inside, a very commonly used fragment in Zentangle. Yes, and the 3 loops that are there here, I'm going to draw the tangle perk inside them. So as we are aware, perk is a tangle which has the slanting kind of lines, dividing this loopy section into further sections. Give a slight curve to the lines as you start and as you end to give the effect of the lines enclosing something. The next step is to add an orb in the center from top to bottom, and then to squeeze in some more orbs one at a time, or you can just draw all orbs on the same side first and then go to the next. What I'm also doing here is filling in the very small little intersectices that are left at the same time, adding that extra ink. You can see I'm squeezing in orbs. I'm not drawing complete orbs. I'm just kind of, drawing 3/4, giving the effect of the orbs being behind each other. Slowly, take your time. Do that exercise inside each of these sections. Like this. So this tangle is called perk, and I'm going to do this exercise for all the 3. Right? So again, start with these slanting lines. Give a slight curve in the beginning and at the end. If you want to change the shape a little, you can do that as you draw these lines. Like this. And then again start with an orb in the center. Like this. And then add some more orbs, as many as you can comfortably draw. But try drawing behind. Squeeze the orbs a little bit. Draw about 3/4 of them. Like this. Yeah. Again, I'm going to do the same on the other side also. like this, and some hidden ones here, right? So these are two perks, and then we come to the third side. I will do it in exactly the same fashion. So I am done with that exercise. Now it is up to us how do we want to proceed further. So one way is to add some moons inside, the moon pies. So I'm going to first start with a tangle called moon pie. You can choose any tangle of your choice. I feel like starting with some moons on all three sides. So let's see. Slowly take your time. Ink the moon nicely. And then I'm going to add some further auras. Add one layer of Knight's Bridge. Add one more aura. Add one more layer of orbs. Generally the way we draw moon pies. And then probably add a curvy aura like this. Yeah, let's do that for all the three sides. So again, add a thicker aura, add moon pie, so Dingsplatz looks very different from what we are drawing today, and that's the importance of the string or the loop that we create when we draw Dingsplatz. It's a unique string, and you can see how the tile looks absolutely different when we play around with that string. Yes, so the third one, again I'm going to add a thicker aura, add some Knight's Bridge. So I'm done drawing the moons also. Now the rest of the spaces is entirely up to us. What do we want to do? So you can either draw a tangle called drawings, or you can draw fops, whatever you feel like, right? It's entirely up to you. Let's see if you can draw a tangle called fops. Then we will just start from center here somewhere, and then we will draw some lines in one direction, something like this, curved lines. Right, so giving a slight curve to the line but going in the same direction like this, right? And then I'm just going to drop line here and then connect this. So drop a line down on the next one and then bring down a line from here. This tangle is called fop. So you can choose any tangle that you wish to. No hard and fast rules. I just feel like drawing this here at this point of time, so I chose that tangle. Like this, and then start drawing lines. Simple tangle to draw. Just follow the same sequence. Yeah, and then the third side, again start somewhere from the center and draw lines curved on one side. Take your time, and then the same exercise. like this. Yeah. So we are done with drawing our FICOP. I'm just going to add a small little enhancement, that is just going to add an extra aura to this grid line that we started with. Like this. Yeah. So just add an additional aura there. Throughout, right? So the next thing that I'm going to do is ink this section, or you can add lines, or you can add triangular auras, whatever you feel like, right? I want that drama, so I'm going to ink it like this. So as I mentioned, I like the drama that this inking adds to the FICOP, so I prefer inking it, but it's a choice. You can always add auras, triangular auras, you can add orbs, you can add straight lines, slanting lines, whatever you feel like. Just take your time, ink it nicely, make sure you ink properly, don't haste up. You can see the drama that it adds instantly. Yes. Yeah. So I'll do that throughout. We have not added double lines here, so I'm going to add an extra aura first. Slowly add a close aura like this. So I'm done with inking my FICOPs. Now if you want, you can add, use your gray pen, or you can use the same pen if you wish, and add some bit of muka or some any other tangle like flux or muka inside these FICOPs. All of them, or probably alternating, whichever way you like it. So probably I will leave one and then add flux in alternating sections like this. So just going random, adding some auras in the leftover spaces like this. Yes, again leaving one, going to the next, alternating the direction of my flux. You can draw it any which ways you wish to. That's fine. And the rest of the space, I'm just adding some auras. Spaces are small, so take your time, carefully add those auras. So you can just skip some sections and add flux inside a few others. One more aura here. Yes. Right, so let's continue in the same fashion. So whatever spaces are there, I'm just going with those spaces. Again, leave one section, add flux. Take your time. And in the remaining sections, if you want, you can add tipple I'm just adding simple auras. Like this. Take your time. Yes. Finally, the third one here again. Add another aura here. Add one nice flux here. Skip one section. Go to the next. Small little spaces, so you need to be a little more careful. We don't want to overdo. Yeah, and the last one here. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. So now the rest of the space you can either leave it as such, or you can again do an extension of moon pie here also. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's draw some more moon pies. This is my brown pen. Use your black pen. So there is a kind of a connect with the center. So I'm just going to insert some moon pies around my tile. Yeah, I think they should be enough. So since these are bigger moons, it's up to you. If you want to ink them, fine. Otherwise you can just add a flower inside. Something like this. Instead of inking it completely. Yes. So you have big spaces there. Inking is also fine. You can ink with a highlight, small highlight, or as I'm doing, you can add a flower inside there. Take your time. Slowly. Go around and draw your moon pies. You already know how to draw it. Depending on whatever spaces you have. Yeah. So I've started with the first one here, added one layer of Knightsbridge, and then I'm just going to add some simple orbs instead of, basically these are puffs, a slight deviation from the way we generally draw our moon pie. So I'll show you again. Ink the in between spaces, add an aura, add one more aura, add Knightsbridge, slowly take your time, and then add some puffs around like this. Yeah, again moving to the third, fill in the in between small spaces, add another aura, one more aura, add Knightsbridge, and add some puffs like this. Yeah, So I am done drawing my moon pies, and you can see I have drawn the moon pies in the same fashion all around. Yes, let us now move on to shading. So the first layer of shading is around these moon pies. So I am adding some graphite at the two ends. Right, then comes our pork, so you can highlight any one side of your pork, or you can shade on these lines, so whichever way you like it. Right, I'm going to add graphite on one side of my pork, like this. Yes, moving on to the fops, add graphite here so that the lines look like going under. Same for all. Take your time. Slowly add graphite under each of these lines. And as far as the outer section, we'll see if we want to add a cloudy kind of an effect. First, let us blend this much. So the moon pies blend from both sides, but keep a center highlight, this part. Yes, so they curl up as you darken the edges. Coming next to our pork, going to blend it, take it to about half, keep the edges a little darker. You can add some extra graphite at the ends if you want. Right? And the third one. So the string absolutely gets lost by the time you finish this tile. Nobody can make out where did you start from exactly. Yeah. Now blending this ficop. Spaces are small. Make sure your whites are also visible. Don't blend too much. Yes. And the last one here. Make sure you don't blend too much. Yeah. So that's our center part. Now as far as the moons are concerned, if you want, you can add some bit of graphite at the edges and at the two ends of the moon. So it depends on whatever spaces you have without blending too much. Let us add a little shade to our moons, our moon pies. Something like this. Yes. Take your time. Slowly blend the graphite. Make sure you don't make the entire moon gray. And I think we are done. Yeah. Now comes the white chalk. So other side of the pork, highlight with your white chalk. Like this. You can also add some highlight here. And some highlight here. Just a touch, not much. Yeah, and that's about it. So that's the same string with just 3 loops and it looks so different. Yeah. So let us close our tile here. Small little things, if you want, you can do that. Add a little more weight to this line. So it's again optional. If you want to redo this line, it's always a good idea because we are adding a little weight to it by redoing it, which will enhance the shading and the shadow effect. Right? So we can always go back and revisit some of the lines after we have shaded to enhance the look of our tile. Yes, and the last one here. Ah, that's about it. Let's close our tile here. Put in your chop. Sign and date your tile always. Always be proud of your creation, be appreciative of your work, of others' work. Gratitude and appreciation, very important as far as Zentangle art is concerned. Yes, I shall see you again with the last session of this series. Till then, have a good time. Bye-bye.